After running into someone who also has the ability to teleport things and people and, well, isn't really against using it to cause pain, there could be some issues, especially with this suitcase being lugged around, which holds the relic that came from that satellite that was mysteriously destroyed. But shall we see how this story resolves itself? And if the little groups of people that we've seen mentioned converge and help each other out. But of course, with an item that it came from the remains of tree diagram, of course there's going to be some potentially dangerous people after it. And if it was awakening one of the sisters to take action as well, like we saw at the end of the last episode. Also, I do like how in this opening it keeps making little glimpses back to Accelerator. How could we go a single day without hearing that infectious laugh? And with how many episodes we've got left, there's still quite a few characters in the opening that hasn't been shown off yet, really, to any great extent, if at all. And you've got to love Misaka's constant chasing after Toma when she's obviously not interested. Really? None of them? So despite her bluster, it was just a... It was just a trick. Still, it doesn't feel like she enjoys teleporting away. Returning the favour there. Did she only teleport half of her body or something? Oh. You seem to be at quite the disadvantage this time. The tables have definitely turned. This is the only reason she's doing this. Is your dream worth not interfering with? And also, there is limits. Whenever her beloved One-sama does something wrong, she will tell her. There are some things in her path that take a bit more than a coin, as we've seen. Are we? Have we had the explanation, or why she uses the flashlight as a kind of medium? She still hasn't taken those needles out, so if she fell on her leg there, she would have impaled it deeper. Oh no! She's about to be buried by furniture. It didn't look like that many tables and chairs when it was in the air. This isn't story time. So the experiment itself was... well, the results were next to useless. Still contacting every other available unit there. Number 10,032. The problem here is having conversations between all of them, while it can happen quite quickly, also takes much longer than it should. Their concerns were noted and ignored. Well, not immediately, because you jumped out the window first. Just being pedantic. I'm not sure I want to see the experiments of what happened before we got into the 10,000s. I'm sure she would be incredibly useful, but do they need to talk out loud? You're still doing it. And yet still were underdeveloped in terms of power. So does that mean they got something wrong? The cats. Super powerful cats, they're the ones running the show. Does that image in the background have anything to do with it? You know, if it's just a simulation and just using computing power, I don't see immediate issues. Don't give the dolphins the power. They'll leave when things get dicey. Ah, of course, the biting noise. Should have realised what that was immediately. She landed well. Did you not I'm not sure that's the literal translation, but I'm going to take it. And he's definitely not going to be able to turn it down, is he? Do you think there are times when he would rather be sitting at home getting bitten than actually having to undertake these dangerous missions? There's some good ways of gaining intel, isn't there? This isn't time for what you're thinking. What, always there? Out of a lot of the different people that you meet in this world, running into Toma all the time must be a very small city. Any particular reason why you are having this talk with her instead of just leaving her underneath all of that wood and doing your own thing? But is there a meaning to wondering why? I mean, if there is some grand reason behind it, cool. But any reason why you have to take such kind of methods? It depends on how you use your power, isn't it? You can have immense power and not go down the route of harming others. Then, yeah. If you're scared of hurting someone, don't. I see what she means by narcissism now. Beat the shit out of her? Pretty close. She may not be able to be teleport, but there are definitely other methods. Yeah, I'm surprised too. Hmm. Why did you have a gun? And also, it's good that that coin fell out just then. It gives you the information to anyone that's wandering about outside, struggling to contain her power now that she's reacted the way she did. Yeah, it looks like you've already tried. If her words. There's a spoon for it. If her words could reach you and do that much damage. Then she was already on shaky ground to begin with. She seems to have a very fragile sense of self. Looks like that was found quite quickly, but after all the glass shattered out and the reports of fighting. And yep, your saviour has been called quite quickly. Quite a few floors have just. Good work, Toma, but no! Do not run up falling objects! Do not pull a fucking Legolas. I think we've just found a new power that he has. Impressive. But also, she does have a gunshot wound. You probably don't want to move her too much. Looks like there's someone else who is. How is she keeping her head up like that if she is unconscious? Looks like someone else has joined into the list of people who have fallen into getting his help. Ah. They've just been raided. And I recognise that voice. And now you're alone. Oh. Just who you want to walk into. Oh no! You thought your day was going hard before. Run? Yeah, he took a bullet. He doesn't seem particularly phased by it, though. Ah, you thought you had the upper hand. Oh. Even with brain damage, I can kick your ass. That's the verbal beatdown that is gonna make her tremble. Yeah, you're still not over teleporting. He can fly. Ah, he can fly. Everything you've just worked up for has been removed in an instant. Because he wasn't in the loop of what you were doing. Good thing there was a trellis there. Yeah, pick up your crutch. Carry on your walk. But you're still pretty strong. His journey of rehabilitation is going to take a while. Did you get an extra? Ah, no, you just managed to buy at least something for yourself. Knock first. Is that how you greet your savior? Greetings. So yeah, we learned nothing really, and it was all for naught. And he doesn't seem too interested. He's just trying to get some rest. Did they have to be put in the same room? Can he request like a private room? There will be many more in the future though. And they are getting into fights where they are really out of their depth. Now don't do anything to ruin the moment. Maybe that gunshot wound will actually calm her down a little. You know, if she had just turned around, walked away, not tried to confront him, maybe it would have went better. But how many years of therapy is she now going to have to go through to not only recover from teleporting herself multiple times after her initial incident, but also after what she saw with Accelerator? A powered down Accelerator. Also, the fact that he can control himself through the air using just vortexes. It is all down to how you choose to use your abilities. And it's not always straightforward. We've seen Misaka use her electricity and the railgun technique, but we've also seen her stick to the side of buildings and use dust storms to protect and attack. So it's all down to application. You could have something that seems completely banal until you find a way to be completely destructive with it. But now we had Accelerator in the fold, taking action, walking around the streets. In his condition, we might get a little bit more. And now that Kuroko has met with the man who might be stealing away her beloved, is there going to be some issue there? But it's good that this hospital seems well stocked. It's got normal beds for normal recovery, and then those, like, vats. And one thing that I thought wasn't really going to be effective, really, is in a world with these quite kind of like superpowers, essentially, just put out a pistol. We've seen some of the task squads and whatnot use rifles, but it's always just been background noise. And now that the remnant has been smashed into pieces, either someone very, very good at jigsaws is going to have to come along, or a new method is going to have to be found. Are you going to be there to see what it is? Hopefully. because there's another episode coming up very shortly. If you enjoyed this one, let me know down below in the comments section, or by leaving a like on the video. And if you want to make sure not to miss out, and if you like me enough, consider subscribing to the channel as well. You can get yourself some rest, but make sure to come back for the next one. If you would want to run into me in a dark alley late at night and realise what a horrible mistake you've made, joining onto my Patreon is basically the same thing. So I need to thank Sal, Raywin, Electric and Harfia, Noku, Shiwan, Mecha, Jennifer Rojas, Stinsfire, Big Boy, Mats, Russell Paulson, Gurley, Dynamite1997, ASD, Dougshow, 7899 and everyone else. Because they are the firearm to my otherwise completely defenceless channel. So thank you.